Trust me on this. Go outside just after dusk, look to the west, and feast your eyes on evening star Venus. Venus blooms in the blush of the peachy pink sky, and this is no ordinary Venus that you're looking at. This is exalted Venus in Pisces from January 26th until February 19th of 2023. Venus in Pisces is one of the first really, truly benefic energies flowing through 2023. And this is great news because there's been some harder energies coming through. I'm El Natale, and I love Venus in Pisces. Venus in Pisces is the archetypal energy of sacred love, divine devotion, exquisite harmony, ethereal beauty. And if you wanted to think of it as a person, I think of the way that Liv Tyler looked in Lord of the Rings. That's a Venus in Pisces image to hook onto in human form. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, friendship, balance, good feelings, etc. And it's exalted in Pisces. So what does it mean when a planet is exalted? The Hellenistic astrologers, if you want to go way back in time, believed that planets in their exaltation were better positioned in their exaltation than in their domiciles. The planets in their exaltation are raised up to the maximum of their own force. So Venus is in domicile, which means her home sign, in Taurus and Libra. Venus has two domiciles. Venus is the administrator. Venus is responsible for how things go in those signs. And any planets that are in those signs look to Venus, okay? But in Pisces, Venus gets all the perks of being Venus and being in Pisces with none of the administrative work or responsibility. So that's why Venus in Pisces is special, because Venus can just be Venus completely and purely. Plato says, begin with the assumption that there is absolute beauty and absolute good. It appears to me that if anything besides absolute beauty is beautiful, it is so simply because it partakes of absolute beauty. Venus in Pisces is that absolute beauty. It's absolute goodness. It's absolute kindness. If you think about Venus traveling through all the different signs, Venus has just gone through two Saturnian signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. Venus was co-present with Saturn, while Saturn was in Aquarius as well. So it's been a lot of restrictions and boundaries on the Venus energy. But there's just a seriousness, a level of seriousness that's been placed on that Venus energy. And when Venus reaches Pisces, it's a liberation from those boundaries of Saturn. It's just this beautiful, imaginative, spiritual, divine love that's freely flowing through the world in our lives. So during this time, think about what pleasure and joy you can pursue. Now, it doesn't mean that everything in your life is just going to be, rainbows and unicorns, It would be great if it was like that. Kumbaya stuff. Life still goes on. In my own life, I've had a rough last week. Venus went into Pisces the last couple days, but I've been struggling with a lot of stuff in my life, being very busy, being very stressed, having a situation with my dog's really sick, and I've had to stop. I've had to just stop. And the thing that's interesting about Venus in Pisces, I'm thinking, well, why isn't my life just great right now? Venus is in Pisces, I should be feeling all this love and happiness and everything. The truth is that it is available, but it's just like having a good friend that you have this really great friend, you have so much fun when you're together, but things get busy and you don't call your friend or you don't make plans with your friend, and a whole year goes by, you didn't do anything. You didn't get the laughter, you didn't get the joy, you didn't get the fun, you didn't get the camaraderie, because you never called your friend. Venus in Pisces is sort of like this. I need to call Venus in Pisces and say, hey, you want to hang out with me? I need to put that as a priority, and then those energies will come into my life and really bloom and blossom. But I need to be part of that relationship, a co-creator. So during this time, I'm thinking a lot about where I feel that divine wisdom, that divine presence flowing through my life, the creative pursuits, my relationships, my connection to the universe, my connection to other people, balancing those things, knowing when to just say, okay, I need a break. I need to sit and look out the window, or I need to get a cup of tea and read a beautiful book. Venus is going to be making a conjunction with Neptune during their stay in Pisces, and it'll be within 2 degrees of the conjunction on February 14th, 2023. otherwise known as Valentine's Day in places that celebrate Valentine's Day. So this archetypal energy can really flavor the experience of the holiday that is a representative of love. The exact conjunction of Venus and Neptune will occur on February 16th of 2023. Now, what does it mean? I always say that to myself. So what does it mean? This is the most beautiful version of it. Venus and Neptune together bring this sweetness, this sensitivity of our lives, a devotion, a deep devotion to spiritual ideals, this sharing of feelings of grace and love and beauty with others. So on the flip side, there's always two sides to every coin, right? And to every experience. There may be some temptation to fall too deeply into the ecstasy of whatever you're feeling, and that can leave you vulnerable if you might see somebody like a spiritual teacher or a new lover with these starry eyes just falling so deep that you don't really see the warning signs. That's something that can happen. You just see the illusion and the mirage, and it's really beautiful to be swimming in that sea. Just keep your eye out if there is any intuitive gut feeling, just to make sure you listen to yourself. Venus in Pisces will be there just a few weeks before Saturn ingresses into Pisces. It will be a 2-year process. Saturn will be in Pisces from March 7th, 2023 until February 14th of 2026. Venus coming into Pisces before Saturn can be a setup, can be a reminder that we need to make space and time for beauty, for spiritual connections, for love, for friendship, for art, for music, for sensual dancing with the divine. The moments of marveling at the night sky, at nature, the magic of everything around you, everywhere. So if things get challenging in this area of life when Saturn is in Pisces, you can look to these Venus and Pisces experiences as a reminder or a ritual or a support, because this is the last time that Venus will also be in Pisces without Saturn until early of 2026. This is also a time to think about gratitude, to think about what you're grateful for. There's always going to be challenges in life, really, honestly. Even with these benefic, beautiful things coming in, there's still this huge cog working clock thing, that's super complicated. All these other cycles, they don't stop just because Venus goes into Pisces and it's beautiful, unless we focus our energy there as well. Gratitude is one way that it can happen. Things happen that we can't control. Things happen that are hard. And within those events, the only thing that we can really control sometimes is how we react and how we experience our emotions. Focusing on gratitude sometimes can really be hard as well, but even in the worst of times, if you can find some way to connect your inner being to gratitude, you can create this Piscean ocean bubble of peace inside of you, of stability, of boundarylessness, and know that you have this place where you can feel okay. Affection and love have an open lane when Venus is in Pisces. You can take this time to openly express your gratitude, your love, your feelings to those who mean the most to you. A lot of times we go through life assuming that we're always going to have time to say thank you, or we're always going to have time to say I love you, or hey, you changed my life, or you mean a lot to me. You really do. I need a second, excuse me. But it's important to do that. And even in mundane experiences like going to the grocery store, just expressing gratitude to the checker or the person that tells you where the pasta is or whatever. Just thank you for doing such a good job today, and thank you for helping me. Any human kindness that you're willing to give will be repaid a millionfold. We find that we have this love, we have a remembrance that we're here for each other ultimately. This is the high point of what Venus and Pisces can bring us. If we focus on that, we can bring it into our lives. So why not indulge in your favorite music? Turn it up, dance around your house, whatever art you love, that can range whatever it is, whatever kind of artistic expression that you have, creative projects that you're interested in, shows you like to see, movies you like to watch, anything like that. And also water therapy can be really deeply healing during this period where it can just connect you. Float tanks, any type of water connection, the sounds of water, touching water, it'll be very soothing, very soulful, and just be open and ready to some deep mystical connection, some deep human connections, and connection to your soul, your spirit deep inside of you, your experiences and your desires. What themes is Venus in Pisces going to appear most strongly in your life? Well, you can look to the whole sign house where Venus is in Pisces. I don't usually remember to say this, but I'm whole sign Western tropical astrologer. So if you look to where Venus in Pisces is, it'll activate some part of your chart. This is where more appreciation, more mystical connections, more moments of healing can enter your life. I'll put a link in the description for the themes of each house from Demetra George's book, Astrology for Yourself. This book right here, this book is really great. So I'll put a link in the description for the themes of each house. It's a picture of the page from Demetra George's book. So in Venus and Pisces fashion, let me send you some love because I like you just the way you are, and I'll talk to you next time.